All right, Zandi, good afternoon and welcome to it, man. I hope you're good, girl.
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Everybody's good. We're trying under such circumstances. You know, the weather's not right outside.
Yeah.
But we carry on anyway.
It became so strange. When was it? Was it a day before yesterday where it was all Friday, if I'm not mistaken? It was such a nice day and then all of a sudden there's rain.
Yes.
Or was it Thursday? The public holiday.
Oh, yes.
Actually.
Because
it was Thursday. I was like, okay, so now it's really preparing for the cold.
Yeah.
Because we really did experience a bit of rain, thinking, no, it is still autumn, so we're not yet into winter. However, when it rained on Thursday, the 1st of May, we welcomed May in such a strangest of ways.
Yeah.
Because it was so nice and warm during the day, and then come nighttime, it was like pouring strongly.
Just a quick change of
It
weather.
was like a whole change.
Yeah. But anyway.
It's like, welcome to May, I guess.
There we go.
Welcome to May.
We have a guest in studio who's joining us. Her name is Gugu Keswa. She's a ballet dancer. She's an entertainer. She's a very experienced business entrepreneur. She's a hustler. Wapanda. We can, about Wapanda, they've got all different types of slang names of, and you're a hustler. How are you doing? Welcome to The Edge with Uncle Zach and Zandi. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I'm excited about the interview.
Awesome. We just said now that you are a ballet dancer, but before you came in, there were some dance moves you were making. It looks like you're more than just a ballet dancer. You do all different types of dance, I can almost imagine.
Yeah, well, once you get into the industry as a dancer, it's wise to be multifaceted at all different genres, because if you're looking for work in the field, you can't just be, well, look, you can, there are some ballet dancers who just do ballet.
Okay.
But if you want to get more done in the industry, get more work, you need to climb out of the shell. So just on that note, I used to only stand in first position, which is like that duck position that everyone knows. I'll tell you the first time I ever did kwaito. Look, I did hip hop before that. I've always done hip hop. Because I'm a musician as well. I sing, so entertainer.
What don't you do?
I don't do computers very well. So bad.
Okay.
So the first time I did like kwaito dancing, it was kwaito at the time. It's my piano now, right?
Yes.
I was 18 and it's when I auditioned for the Kaizer Chiefs cheerleading squad.
Oh.
I remember I got there and it's in the South Valley, so a lot of the girls were from Soweto.
Yeah.
And here comes this girl and I'm just standing with my feet like this.
Oh wow.
I had to come out of my shell, because they actually selected me, I guess based on my hip hop dancing, my flexibility, because it's a cheerleading squad.
Yeah.
But now there were routines now where it was kwaito moves, and I battled,
Really?
I really did. But after doing it over and over, I just came out of my shell.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
good. That's good.
That's amazing, man. All right. So also you said entertainment and events. What exactly do you mean by entertainment and events?
Okay, so my company name, first of all, is called Ballex. So Ballex is a fitness exercise form that I invented myself
Okay.
in 2010.
Wow.
I think, so it's over like almost 15 years, of working on this concept, working on it. So it was an idea in my head. I'm a professional ballerina. Every time I wanted to teach my friends ballet, they're like, yeah, but I'm not thin enough, or no, isn't that for white people? Those are, the main things. Or also you need experience, isn't it in French? Where will I start? And I saw as a ballet dancer the benefits that it had for me.
Okay.
Like body-wise, it's an all-round workout, guys. Like there is no other workout like ballet that targets every single muscle in your body, from your calf to your tummy to your shoulders to everything. So I was like, how can I bring this home? Like, how can I use this skill? Like, I was blessed enough to start ballet at 3, and I say blessed because my mom actually worked really hard to make sure I go to all those classes, yes. But a lot of people didn't have that opportunity. So I'm like, let me come up with something that everyone can do.
Yeah.
And then that's when I came up with Ballex.
Okay.
And then I started teaching it. It started all quite girly, to be honest, quite feminine. And then I went into gym spaces. I started teaching it at the gym as a gym instructor as well. So that gave me a lot of knowledge on gym fitness
Okay.
and how to integrate it.
Yeah.
And then all the airy fairy stuff like fell away because guys would come to my class and then if I do a turn, they just give me a look. Like, you know, Oaks, guys. Oaks are like, I'm not doing that. Like, they won't even say anything. They just don't do it. But, like, so that's what this whole journey's been. So now it's finally been engineered to a place where it has a full syllabus, where men can do it. I do workshops. Black guys, white guys, big, small, all shapes and sizes. Kids can do it. So it really is for everybody and they all feel the benefits.
Wow.
So that's where Ballet comes from. And then the dance entertainment and events, right? So when I started this in my early 20s, it was just dance classes.
Okay.
And then I got into the entertainment industry. I started dancing at nightclubs, Taboo Group, and Chris, rest in peace, the owner of Taboo. I started dancing at shows and events.
Yeah.
Then I was like, look, we need dancers. So I started recruiting my own dancers.
Okay.
Then I started offering dancers as a service for like your music video. Then they got to a music video and I'm like, oh, but they need something to wear.
Oh.
And then I'm like, oh, I can do costume and wardrobe.
Okay.
And I've always loved costume. As a singer and a musician, I've always loved staging and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I can offer that as a service.
Yeah.
And then I used to do promo work as a teenager. You know, promotions or
Yeah.
for extra
Yeah.
money. Like, I did that. Like, I mastered that. And I was like, hey, I can also do this because I know it. Then I integrated all of it and I started doing. Then my clients were so happy with my work.
Mm.
This one day they're like, can't you give me a stage? Literally, like, because you know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can. And I went out and I found a good plug and I supplied the stage.
Yeah.
And I was like, tips, I can do the whole thing. I can do decor now.
Yeah.
I can do sound now. I can do costume wardrobe. Now I've evolved to a place where I'm the one-stop shop in entertainment girl.
Oh, wow.
Like, so anything you need from your sound and lighting to your photography to videographers to dancers to costume and wardrobe, I'm your girl.
Huh.
That is so interesting. I like
Wow.
that because you adapted so well into the whole space where if it's just one product that you are able to provide, then you can make a plan for the rest.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm glad I grew because it just used to be ballet dance.
Yeah.
It started as ballet let's dance.
Okay.
Let's start there. Then it became ballet dance and entertainment. Now it's ballet dance, entertainment and events for about 2 years now.
Let's talk about, I mean, those are all good things, but there must
Yeah.
be some hardships along the way. Let's talk about the first hardship. Being a black female, starting your own business, how difficult is it or how challenging was it for you to start?
It's been a challenge from the beginning. And it's so dynamic entrepreneurship that it has different phases, like where it's good, where it's hard. Also being a black woman, obviously like my family always said to me, why don't you rather do academia? Till this day we actually have that disagreement, eh? Till this day, because I have a degree in communication and it's like, why is hello communication?
Yeah.
Banyana banality corporate job. Where now you're like, please can I have 100 rand? My client hasn't paid me. Like really guys, it's really hectic. And also the type of business I went into. I know the first time I told my mom that she's like ballet. I'm like, no, ballet. I'm getting into what is that?
Yeah.
You know, so I had to like, I literally took my own journey, like complete own lane. Can I tell you, it has been the loneliest
I
walk
can imagine.
of my life.
Really?
Look, when things are good, it's nice, like as in when money's coming in and gigs are, but then things like COVID hit, and then now money's not coming in, and it's like, what are you doing with your life? So the only thing that has kept me going is my passion.
Right.
And the funniest thing, guys, you know, for plants to grow, they put manure on them, which is the S word. Just say the S word.
Okay.
In these past 4 months, I've been going through so much trying to get work. I think it's because of where our economy is at. Because I thought I'm struggling alone, but when I speak to a lot of other entrepreneurs, other working people, like the price of bread, it's been very, very tough, right? But the more I go through adversity, the harder it gets. Something in me is just like, push.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. And it's also like, they got a point where I was very comfortable. Like I would get referrals for business.
Yeah.
So I was just sitting back and business was coming to me. Now I've taken down my website. I'm putting a new website. I'm coming up with a product catalog. Now there's Instagram. When I started this thing, there was no Instagram. Now I have to compete and it's get numbers. So I'm like, whoa, it literally feels like I'm at the beginning.
Yeah.
15 years in, I feel like I'm at the very beginning.
Oh, wow.
No, that's such an amazing story. Is there anybody in your family, maybe if you speak to your mom, maybe you had a distant, I don't know, some family member, maybe it's part of your ancestors now that was doing something like this or had that entrepreneurial spirit? Do you know of anything like that?
You know,
that was
I
in your
think it must have
family?
been on my dad's side. My dad passed away when I was 3.
Right.
May he rest in eternal peace.
Sorry about that.
Condolences.
But
yeah.
my half sister from my dad's side is a dancer.
Oh.
So,
So
clearly,
it is in the family.
yeah, and then I think that the business thing, yeah, surely must come from there.
Mhm.
But within my immediate family, like no one's in arts. It's just
Right.
it's just me. But since I was 5, I was always like, I'm gonna be a singer. Like I'm gonna be a
Yes.
musician. I'm gonna be, you
have
know
a
what I mean?
creative
So I
spirit.
never thought I'd be a businesswoman.
Right.
The business part only hit me in my 20s. Then I'm like, okay,
Right.
wait, I can hustle. And now here's the thing: once you learn that you can make your own money, as in that your brain can make money, it's actually over for you.
Right.
Because then you get it, you like, I can actually do this. Like you
Yeah.
always on, it's like almost like a high, like a dopamine rush.
Yeah.
It
That
is.
I can actually do it. So you're always chasing after that sort of thrill of making more money. And when I work, other people work. I never work alone.
Yeah.
If
Right.
I get a contract, I'm employing other dancers, and when I get messages that say thank you so much, I was helping, and you know our industry doesn't have support, so that always pushes me. Even when it's very tough, I say, God, give me this so that I can help
be able to
others,
bless
so I can
others.
help our industry, especially, which is so tricky in entertainment in South Africa.
True.
Sure.
True.
It's not easy. You heard Gauteng Form was here. The lady from Ocean Tabeling was here. He spoke about the creative side, the creative industry, how they can access funding and finance. Did you find that information quite, useful for you?
Yeah, I did. Look, I'm not in film, but I found it useful. To think that there are places. So I actually have been funded for a project or 2
Oh.
in the dance space
Oh.
during COVID. It's actually the only thing that sustained my business, because my whole business model is human contact, everything from dance classes to events. So
Yeah.
can you imagine when COVID hit?
Nothing
Dance
happened.
classes were all getting cancelled. Everything
Yeah.
got cancelled. And then you won't even believe, guys, luck is a real thing, hey?
Mhm.
But you know what I call luck is when opportunity meets preparedness, right?
Yeah,
Natim
preparation.
Tetwa, who was
Yeah.
the minister at the time, he tweeted the first 20 artists who DM'd me about the presidential the COVID relief project
I
fund.
remember.
I
Yes.
applied, but obviously because it's government, no one is getting back to me. I mean, no one is saying anything.
Yeah.
Then he said the first 20 people to DM me right now, I'll help them. I DM'd him.
Really?
Turns out that guy called me. I remember I nearly fell out of my bed. I still had this like broken phone. I'm like, hello. He's like, hello, it's the minister. I was like, what? Like, I swear. And then he's like, give me the number, like, the reference number.
Yeah.
So when he went in there, we got someone to go in there. Everything was up to date. My papers were up to date. The proposal was on point. And then I came up with something called Dance Fit with Gugu Keswa. And it was online workout videos.
Oh.
And then the funding that I got for that at least sustained my business to run through COVID
That is
until
amazing.
something else. So yeah, and they also gave me the Presidential Employment Stimulus Fund for the same project.
What?
So I did Dance Fit 1. These
Yeah.
things are all on YouTube.
Okay.
Then I got to do a season 2, 3, and 4 with my 2 daughters in it as well.
Oh, wow.
So I'm actually glad that you made me relive this moment, because the brain is so quick to forget, hey, when you're
Yeah.
going
I
through
know.
hardship.
I know.
So this reminds me that, you know what, there is light.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're the first person I've met who says I've been funded through COVID.
Right.
Yeah.
The presidential
Twice.
stimulus fund.
And also in the manner in
Yeah,
which it was
twice.
conducted.
Just
Because
like that, yeah.
when you do see things like that on the internet, you're like, okay, they're probably just doing it for clout or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
never really think it's something
That even
is
I thought that, because I
concrete.
also thought, like you think people's Twitter accounts are run by other people.
Yes.
So it turns out that was actually the minister's account, and he actually got my DM.
Wow.
And then what he did is he just passed someone over to make sure the whole process went through, and it was just a deal, the first 20.
That
so
is
there's
so
me and another
impressive.
19. I wonder who they
I
were.
love
It wouldn't be
that.
nice.
It's a good
Yeah.
story.
It is refreshing for a change.
It
eh?
is.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
I'm loving it, man. If you just tuned in, this is The Edge with Uncle Zach and Zandi. And of course, 3 to 6 every Saturday, we're here. And our guest is just giving us some background as to who she is, what she does. And her name is Gugu Keswa. Truly an inspiring story. So,
It is.
for anyone who wants to get into the world of creativity like you, dance, and would you tell your daughters to actually get into this game? I mean, as a mom who knows the back end challenges of the industry.
Look, if my daughters were extremely passionate about it, I think in the arts, the most important thing is passion, guys. Because if you're passionate about something, you'll really follow through. So my little girls used to dance with me when they're little. They even on the videos on YouTube, if you just Google dance fit with Gugu Keswa, you'll see all those videos, and you can even do them yourself at home.
Okay.
But now that they're big girls, they don't have the passion for it. My older one's gone into basketball. The little one wants to be a judge, and that's cool. Like, so with them too, the passion isn't there. Right. So I won't go and like force them, because other moms would try and do that if that's their vision and goal.
Yeah.
But if I had a child who wanted to do this, I would say do it. And also just having someone believe in you makes such a big difference.
The support,
and that's why I do business motivational speaking as well.
Oh yes.
Actually next week I'm going to be talking at UJ to the business economics students, something that happened from this conference.
Oh really?
They asked me to come and speak.
Oh, that's cool.
So I think it's important, because as a very godly woman, there are people who are not motivated out there, who don't have that extra, especially in our black communities. I don't know what this thing is about, this hard parenting, and you're not gonna make it. I don't know where it comes from, I call it a bad date mentality, who knows? Yeah. So just having someone to believe in them. If you don't have someone to believe in you, social media is a beautiful thing. I follow business mentors, I follow Elon Musk, I follow all the big names, Richard Branson, I follow them, literally, like what do they read, those motivational inspiration. So I think our industry just lacks inspiration, because if everybody was extremely inspired about what they were doing, it will push the collective to get what they want. But they're so demotivated as well that I try to get a job, there's no job. So I pray that God can expand this business model to the point that it can sustain like artists' dreams.
A lot of people are dependent on your success.
Literally, and I feel if Ballex goes, not if, when it reaches the milestones that I have planned in my head, it will be, because I'm thinking worldwide, like obviously now there's no time for just Zanzi anymore. Like we want to have branches all over the world and hook up with investors like Mark, but big names who come on board. The reason though we want that is that then we'll have a sustainable business model within the arts, which doesn't actually exist fully as a collective for all creatives that can say you're getting a salary, that when you leave work there's retrenchment packages, structure. So that's the goal.
Interestingly, I mean, the previous guest I was talking to, I was asking about when government, when there's budget, there's allocations, the arts, the creative is always the last one to receive a portion. It's not even like anything close to other departments in terms of and also the arts are responsible for the general happiness of the country. If there's no music, there's no dance, can you imagine what a sad country would be? And yet government does not really take the arts very seriously, and also like she mentioned, some of the we were at an event where a legend who was no longer getting much jobs, and then she, and then there was no income. And there's so many other stories.
It happens, It's almost a narrative, the struggling artist narrative. And I've just told myself I'm not going to buy into that narrative. I'm going to forge and I'm going to be successful. But artists, even in the space, not just government, like I'll have someone come to me and say, I'm having a birthday party, please can I have a dancer? Then I'll give them an invoice and I'll be like, oh, there's so much money. I thought a dance is $250. I'm like, so it's out really, so what's happened because of that, artists are coming in at really low rates, and it's also killing my business model, because here I am advocating for the artist to get paid properly, and then my competitor next door is doing it for R1.50,
selling it so cheap.
And then everybody doesn't know, so they'll go straight to them. So artists themselves need to know their worth. You see, it starts all the way down there, because if every single dancer said no, I'm not doing it unless you give me this one, if every single producer said no, I'm talking every single one, they will get paid what they're worth, because then they're going to see the need for them. So we also sell ourselves short, and it affects the whole industry.
It does.
And I mean, is there an artist association of some kind? Like how workers have a union, CASA.
To be honest, I think I've heard of one, but clearly if I'm not in it.
Then it's
and
not
I don't know of it. Then clearly it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, because right now I'm not part of that, but surely it does exist. I do, because when I come to like this conference and stuff, I start meeting people in spaces. So maybe they just need to expose themselves more to help us. Even mental health support,
big
one.
So maybe that would be something that we can look at in terms of being in the arts and creatives, and see if there's any associations that are working with them or working for them for their benefit, in terms of not really getting the business, but really just keeping them motivated, because it also has to do a lot with your mental wellness. That if you are motivated and there is some sort of a group or an association that you are part of that can really just bring your spirit in continuing with whatever it is that you have a passion for. Because sometimes the passion is there, but if it's not paying the bills, then you resort to other kinds
of... It's like 90% of what happens to artists. I mean, I went to the National School of Arts for high school. I was actually having a conversation with a past pupil as well. He's a producer, at least he's in the industry. But we were saying, like, in a class of maybe 90, maybe 5 end up artists?
Really?
That's the numbers.
That's crazy.
They leave because it's tough.
You go to a National School of Arts, but only about 5.
As a kid, trained, because then you go into the real world, and then you have bills, and then you move out, and you need to pay rent, and you can't, and there's no gigs, and there's what? So you quickly go to office admin support fast, or whatever, communication exec, and that's actually the crossroad that I'm at in my life right now, where I'm faced with, because things are so expensive right now, go and work, and get a communications job.
Something to keep you going.
But then at the same time, it's like in Japanese they call it your kokorozashi, which means
say that again.
Kokorozashi.
Okay.
It means your life.
Cockroach.
It's a Japanese word for your life's purpose and your soul's calling. So like, okay, I'm now at this place where this thing is my kokorozashi, and it's bigger than me. As I said, I want to expand. I want to formalize. I want to do this. Do I give up? Look, if worst comes to worst, I could always substitute and still work and do my business, especially since it's established enough. And never give up. But by God's grace, maybe I won't have to do that.
Please just say that word again, or the 2 sentences.
Kokorozashi.
And what does it mean in English?
Your life's purpose, your soul's calling.
Your soul's calling.
Okay.
Wow, your life's purpose, your soul's
calling.
Wow. The East is so wise.
I love Eastern everything.
Yes. And I also follow a lot of Eastern everything.
They're very spiritually aligned.
Wow. Okay, so if anybody wants to join your company, use your company, how do they get a hold of you? Where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Ballex, BALLEX, dance, ENT. So it's all one word. TikTok is the same. And then my cell phone number, company cell, it's 079 028 7146.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing with us, and thanks for sharing your story. And it's always so inspiring for me to hear what people have to do in their lives, especially when you're in a creative industry. And I mean, just to hear some of the challenges and your successes, and and your story can actually touch somebody and change their lives. You never know the impact that you're making. So thank you so much for sharing.
So much.
I
really appreciate it. So my kokorozashi is to motivate, inform, and inspire.
We love it.
Through my God-given talents. Kokorozashi. Yeah, so through my talents.
Okay.
That's
I think
always
I'm gonna kokorozashi. I'll just say it.
What's your kokorozashi? What's your kokorozashi? Do you know?
What's mine?
Yeah.
Also, I think it's to serve and to lead.
That's beautiful.
I think I do both. I lead and I serve.
And I serve.
That's beautiful.
I serve. I really do aspire to help people in a lot of different ways. So anything that is purposeful and I feel very closely to, especially with my spirit, and then I'm all for it.
Amazing. Artists, eh?
Yeah, we are artists.
Absolutely.
I think we are artists, and sometimes we just have to cover up so that we can pay the bills, like you
said. See.
And sometimes you feel like this journey that you're on, it's I don't know, it's almost like a selfless or like it's as if people don't appreciate it enough. I don't know what you're saying, Because I always felt that people who just focused on making money, they they carry on with their lives, but us,
Yeah.
we're always about trying to help people, and then you help people, and then you're not making enough, and then you're like, am I doing the right thing?
Yes.
Should I just stop?
May God anoint our hustle, guys. May God anoint our hustle.
Yeah. Thank you
We
so
appreciate that.
We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, we're back to the music, and appreciate you. Thank you for
Thank you so
coming
much for having
on a
me.
cold day like this,
Yeah.
and you made it through. We appreciate you. Girl.
Thank you guys. Keep shining.
Keep
Thank
shining.
you.
All right, man. Let's get back to the music. Let's do this.